Good early morning, members of Spiritually Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this morning? For those tuning in on Restream, YouTube, Facebook, and for those who tuning in for my short road TikToks under HCS 895, I'm doing a late night owl live stream tonight. I hope everybody's doing good. Cousin Jesse's probably sleeping right now, so I don't want to bother him. We'll let him get his beauty sleep for the night. Uh, if there's anybody awake, well, I'm here doing a late night live. I'm gonna share this to some of the groups that I share it to real quick. Just a quick live. Since it's about owls, well, I can share some lechuza stories with y'all. How you doing beyond the box? How you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Cousin Jesse's not gonna make it this early in the morning. Uh, he's knocked out right now. Just doing a quick live for about an hour, maybe. I was on with Brother Josh Turner there for a little, for about 2 hours earlier. We did a early show, and then we did another. I jumped on with him on his show that he just did. So I just come off the live. Took me a little break, just absorbing everything the stories that he was saying and stuff like that. Uh, it's uh it's crazy how the spiritual realm works, brothers and sisters. Uh, when I don't know if anybody's been in a situation when you're being overwhelmed or infiltrated by the enemy, and I'm talking about the unseen enemy, the things, and maybe that's something that I'll describe of how some of the things that can happen since it's late night owl. Talk about owls, lechusas, but the things that happen when the enemy comes to your house, to your foundation, where you live. What's the purpose? What's the purpose? What are they trying to do? What's their goal? The things that you can think of, when you're a kid, how I was, and I more or less know what it was about. It was dealing with my brother, what happened in my family. To make a long story short is my brother was sick. He had fevers. He was always hallucinating with the fevers, seeing spiders and snakes. The doctors in the U.S. didn't have a cure for him. So uh, one of my aunts took us to this medicine woman, uh, because the deal was that if she healed my brother, that I would have to stay with her. My brother was 2 years older than me, so he was already 5, and I was 3 years old. So that's exactly what happened. We went to the medicine woman because we really didn't have no money. She healed my brother. My brother, he would walk with I'm just getting onto the show, but let me show the shirt before I continue. There's a shirt I got for those who love Bigfoot. There you go. Or the DDN. The shirt I wanted to share, I had it on yesterday. I just think I shared a little bit on Brother Josh Turner's show, but that's the shirt I have on. Just sharing it real quick. Now, going back to the story, my brother, after so many falls, his hand was kind of messed up, and his left leg where he will fall. So he had like a limp from when he will fall all the time, and his hand was kind of messed up. I remember when the medicine woman healed him, she grabbed his egg. There was a fire, and she started rubbing this egg on him, and I guess the unclean spirit that was in him went into the egg. And when she cracked the egg, there was a black baby chick that came with a broken wing and a broken leg out of the egg. And then my brother, he got cured, he got healed because she took what we call in Spanish is called the maldad, which means the wrongdoing that was done. So this medicine woman was a very well-known medicine woman because she would heal a lot of people. So she was blessed that way to heal people, and she was always fighting the balance. So she knew exactly who did the wrongdoing to my brother. So she told my mother that she was going to send the wrongdoing that sent to my brother back to the sender, and that's exactly what she did. She sent it back to the sender. Uh, I even knew the name. I even know the name of the son other who did that to my brother. Then the name of the dark witch that did that. Her name was Maria. That was the name of the dark witch that did that to my brother. And of course, Maria is a very common name in the Spanish name, but that's what her name was. Now, even though I was a little kid, I was always paying attention to everything. So she sent the maldad to this witch named Maria. By the way, in my family there was two Marias, my grandmother and another Maria that was related. But this Maria was a dark witch from Mexico. When she sent the wrongdoing back, I seen my brother leave with my mom, and I stayed with the medicine woman. So the time I spent with her, with the medicine woman, it's kind of like I was like you could say like her little apprentice because I would see everything that she would do, the people that she would heal. She had a lot of patients that would come to her, people that were sick. Some had cancer, some had heart attacks, some had strokes, uh, just different people with different kind of ailments. And that's what she specialized in. So some of these people, they're coming from all over all over Mexico or some from the United States just to see this medicine woman to heal them. I would see her pull out of people's bodies, barbed wire, snakes, spiders, cockroaches, um, black stuff, black gooey stuff, which is the unclean spirit, wherever she's putting her energy in. Uh, and also, I would also see these dark shadow figures, unclean spirits or demonic spirits that will come out of people. They'll be standing by the wall where, and then she commands them and tells them to leave. Then they start, they're not welcome there and they leave the location. You could see the shadow figures on the wall walking out of the hut and they look beastly or should I say demonic. You could see a form how they looked. So she would ask me, I was her eyes. She would ask me, yeah, they're gone. So I would just point. And when I see them leave the the little hut she had, I would go like this, so I was her eyes. She took care of me very well when I was there. Even though a lot of people were afraid of her, uh, I could see people running away from her. I believe the people that were running away from her were actually people that either had unclean spirits in them, or possibly might have been dabbling in the dark arts. So they run away from her because she had the capabilities of casting out these unclean spirits out of people. How you doing, runner? So welcome to the dark hour. We're talking about this. So that's what you would do. I remember going to her to the market, and if anybody got any questions, you're more than you can ask me whatever here on the chat. I'm looking at the chat also. Thank you, brother Jaime Alanis. So I'm sharing the story. I don't know, probably go live for an hour. I don't know, but she was go to the markets in Mexico. They have bushels that were made out of like how do you call it? I don't know. It wasn't like I don't think it was wood. They were made of some kind of bushels where they had like the corn, the green beans, and stuff like that in the market. And when I would go over there, she would, always give me something. She wouldn't even give me candy or whatever. And she would, I would see all the kids running away from her. I would see grown ups running away from her. She wore white. She wore bullets from the times of Pancho Villa because she was very old. When I was 3, she was up there in her 90s already. So we're talking about, let's see, 72. And she was already 90 something. So she was from 1980 something, right? From a different century. So she even walked with a limp because she was a curandera in the time of those the revolutions and stuff like that from Mexico, the wars from Mexico, dealing with what's it got all those Pancho Villa and all that. So she had like a bullet in her hip, where she had gotten hit by a bullet, and she would walk with a limp. And she had a patch in her eye because she was missing an eye. I remember one day at the market, she asked me a question. How you doing, Sister Madeline? She asked me a question. She asked me, how come everybody's afraid of me and they all run away from me, but you're not afraid of me? That's what she told me. And she took off her eye patch, showed me that she had no eye. And she looked at me and she said, are you afraid of me now? And I just grabbed her from her leg because she had a dress. And I said, love you. And then she just went like this on my head. And, I wasn't afraid of her. I mean, to me, I just seen a woman that cared about humanity and was doing good, help out people that were being spiritually targeted, spiritually afflicted, and they will go to her for help, and she will help out people. And Spanish is a curandera. She was a medicine, a great medicine woman. I'm not going to take nothing away from her, So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. She was a great medicine woman, even though I was only 3 years old. Now that I reflect upon the things that she would do, she had spiritual gifts. And, magic versus magic, it's like, or is it she was a healer? So it's not like she was using magic. She was healing people, a spiritual healer. It's not when people say somebody lays hands on you, that's what she would do. A spiritual healer, she would lay hands on people, go to where the problem was, get rid of, if because in Mexico and even the other side of the border, in the Rio Grande Valley, a lot of brujeria, which translates to witchcraft. A lot of people doing wrongs to families and to the kids and stuff like that, right? So I remember being with her for a while. Till one night, I was sleeping. There was two rooms, the first room and the second room where she would do her works. She had a little bed set up for me. She would cook for me homemade corn tortillas with refried beans, and that's what I liked. It was the refried beans. I was a little kid, and she was taking care of me real good. I had nothing bad to say about her in any kind of way, shape, or form. She was watching over me, but at the same time, she would use me, especially when somebody had a negative attachment or an unclean spirit in it. Sometimes those unclean spirits will get mad and they're looking at me like they want to target me, but they can't because the heavenly angels were there with me, uh, watching over me. So one evening, I remember she would pretend to be, well, I guess because of her job, right? If she's a spiritual warrior, her job requires her to be tough. So she wouldn't show that other side of herself that she did have love in her heart. She would just show that, let's take care of business, like that spiritual person that's ready to handle the patient that's sick, whatever is wrong with them. So she was always showing that side of herself, that she was always ready to heal somebody. So a lot of people wouldn't see the goodness of somebody. Me, because I was a kid, I could see the goodness in people, just like I could see the goodness in people. I could see if somebody had a negative attachment on them. I never seen a negative attachment on her because she was doing the good works, helping out people that were being spiritually targeted. One evening, because she had her bed, I had my little bed. Uh, I couldn't find her. I couldn't. I woke up. I couldn't see her in the bed, and I kind of like was looking around trying to find her. I was in that room, the second room. So she only had two rooms. The floors were made out of dirt, right? So I'm trying to find her, and I can't find her. And I hear somebody saying something. So when I get up and I go look, I see her blocking the door. She's literally blocking the door with her hands like this, and she's speaking to somebody. She's speaking to somebody, and she's kind of telling them, "You can't have them," And I'm trying to figure out what in Spanish. No lo pueden agarrar. Él está conmigo. He's with me. Está conmigo. Yo lo estoy protegiendo. She's like, he's with me, and I'm protecting him, right? Um, so I went up to her, and when I went up to her and stood beside her at the entrance of the door, probably like maybe 10, 15 feet of where the restroom was, there were some trees, some mesquite trees. Um, where the mesquite trees were, the lechuzas, which is a witch in the transformation of owls. They were on top of the trees. There was like six of them there on the tree. And then there was six dark witches dressed with the robes on the ground. And they were like all saying, "There he is, there he is, ahí está." And they're telling her, "Give him to us. If you give him to us, we're not going to do nothing to you." They were mad because when she sent the maldad, the wrongdoing, to the main witch, their boss, the main witch that did the thing wrong to my brother, that witch died. So they were pissed off, and they wanted me. They wanted vengeance, you could say, right? I can understand. I don't understand why which want vengeance if they're the ones that were doing the wrong to my brother, you know. Well, that's what they wanted, and the vengeance they wanted is blood, blood for blood, sangre for sangre. That's what it's called, sangre for sangre, blood for blood. You know, they lost somebody and they wanted somebody to pay, and they wanted her to give me to them. She said no, and she started praying. She was fighting against them. They started chanting the lechuzas on the trees, making the sounds with their claws, and they're making this weird screech, and they're chanting all together simultaneously, like a seance of some sort. So we battled all night, and I'm there holding right beside her. You know, pure love. When you're innocent and you're not involved in any kind of sin, it's pure love. So I'm right there, right beside her. We fought from like around, I would say, like 1 in the morning till the sun rose. Once the sun rose, the witches left, but we fought all night. I was stood beside her all night. Uh, they tried numerous times trying to come for me during the day, trying to be all nice to me. Hey, you want some candy? Trying to take me, and I would just go back inside the hut. And and there were young witches. Some of them were young, and they would get mad because I wouldn't go to them. There was some other little kids who try to get me to go play with them, and I wouldn't go because I already knew that what I witnessed that something wasn't right. So even then, as a kid, my spiritual instincts were pretty strong. So I would just stay around her, till the day that my mother came for me. It was the day when I left. She gave me little jars uh, of clay with my name on it, and she gave not just for me but for my brothers and sisters. She had the ability to predict, to see the future, know things of the future, in which a lot of things that she said already happened in my family. She was a very strong spiritual woman, and I was 3 years old, Danita. 3 years old. She wanted me to stay with her. She told my mother, "Let me, let me raise him." Uh, she said, Your son is very special. He's very strong." He said, she told her that I don't think she told them the battle we had, but she told him he's very strong spiritually, and she said I can teach him everything I know. But my mother, the deal was a deal, and my mother brought me back to the states. So when she brought me back to the states, that's when they decided to follow me back to the states. It was the brujas, brujeria. Brujeria is bruja, right? Bruja, brujeria is witchcraft. So the brujas followed me back to my hometown. We just started surfacing up over there. Every Saturday they would show up. I could see them flying in the sky in the form of lechuzas, and they're whistling, communicating with each other. Next thing you know, you see like six dark lechuzas flying to the land by the house. I would go run inside the house. I would tell my mother that the lechuzas were here, the brujas. No, by then I was already like four, 4 and 5. So, oh man, this brujas, they wanted vengeance, and they kept on coming after, I guess, after me, and not just me, but They caused a lot of torment, just put it that way, against my whole family because they wanted vengeance. Uh, I've shown you the marks I got on my face. Well, I got scratched in my face. You can't see it with this, but I think I have a photo where I got marks on my face because I got scratched in my face when I was like 5 years old. The picture that I have here for YouTube, the picture of the little boy, that's me. Well, in that picture, you can see where I'm missing some hair. Okay, you see how high it is here? It's not like high. Well, the when I got scratched in the face, it took chunks of hair off of me. So I got a scar on my face where I got scratched by either a lechuza or a form of lechuza or something demonic. That my face is scratched up. Let me see. I got a photo, and I'm gonna show it with y'all. So yeah, they would come every Saturday and try to scare. They would scare my brothers and sisters, my mother. Yeah, I remember. I remember her. I just lost the track of time. I was there for a while with a curandera. She would take me everywhere with her. I would go to the market. She would take care of me. Jaime Alani says I picked up a detail on Josh Turner from Abe's sermon. Yes, I remember the entire time. You know, it's kind of like as a kid, I felt love there with a curandera. You know, it's like when I left, I was crying because, being with her for so long, I still don't remember how long I was with her. Whether it was 6 months, a year, I don't know. All I know is she cared about me, because she showed me that she cared. It's not like she was like, the niño's gonna have to know how to take a shower by himself, or all this. She took care of me, or he's not gonna eat nothing, No, she would feed me. So somewhere within her, right, she had love in her heart, even though other people might have thought otherwise. But if she had care and she showed signs of love, especially healing the patients that were being oppressed or spiritually attacked, that right there by itself should have told the people that the works that she was doing was out of love. So I wasn't afraid of her because I could sense that she was a good spirit compared to when I seen the dark witches. I could I could sense that they were evil, and I could sense that they were wanting to do bad things to me. They literally wanted to dismember me. They wanted to take me out of this world. But the curandera was very strong. That 12, she was so strong that 12 wishes, the six and the six lechuzas couldn't attack. But I believe because the Heavenly Father was there, the heavenly angels were there. That's why they couldn't attack. Because the heavenly angels were looking out for me also. But yeah, you figure 12 people to one old lady, you know, that's a lot of people. But she was spiritually strong. No, I never seen or heard from her again because no, I was just a kid. So once they brought me back to the States, I never went back to the location where I was at. But those lechuzas, those brujas, followed me to my home, in which uh, they came and caused all kinds of chaos and havoc. I believe that's why my face. I was going to share a picture. A picture. Let me see if I can find a picture of my face with the scratches that I'm talking about. Children at your age are closer to God. IMO. Yes. I think I have a picture here I can share with y'all. I got a picture of the scars that I got. The scars that I got never got never got stitches. They attacked me at my house. They tried to take me out the window. Where I guess they were pretending to be my grandmother. I woke up from a sleep. The lights that we had was the string lights. You had to pull the string to turn on the light. So I was in my bunk bed asleep, and I heard somebody calling my name, and it sounded like my grandmother calling me. So I got up and I said, "Grandma, is that you?" And I was in the darkness of the room, and I could hear her say, "Si, soy yo," no Spanish. Yes, it's me. So as I getting closer to the window, I stopped and I said, Where you at, Grandma? I can't see you." He said, "Come a little bit closer." Because my grandmother wasn't that tall; she was short. It's when I got close to the window where I felt the impact. I got hit in the face. The screen got ripped. I got hit in the face, and I flew backwards. My parents heard all the commotion. They got up, turned on the light, and I was bleeding from my face. And I have the marks now that I'm getting older. You're able to see the marks on my face. So let me get to the images real quick, so I can share with you all the pictures that I got of my face. You see them right here. I'm going to show them to you right now. Let me see if I can find one more. All right. And I'll continue to share the stories of the things that happen and stuff like that. Check out, I'm going to show you the scars. You got to remember, how you doing, Brother Wolfden? You got to remember, this marks that I have on my face is when I was, at that time, I was 4, I believe, when I got scratched in the face. And I never went to the doctor to get stitches or nothing. So they healed by themselves. But now that I'm getting older, you're able to see them. So I'm going to share them with you. There you go. Let me share the. I don't know. There's one of them right there. There's this. Let me see if y'all can see this, or I have to make the picture bigger. Okay, there I am. So there's the scars right here. I got 2 on this side. I got 2 more on this side. Where I got scratched. Now that I'm getting older, you're able to see them. There you go. I think this one was the one that was bleeding a lot. Was this side? The day they sent me to school, this side was bleeding a lot because it got me pretty good on this side. It was deeper than the rest of them. I still got the scars on my face. Now that I'm getting older, you're able to see the scars. But this one was the one that was bleeding a lot, and it goes all the way up like towards my eye. Let me see if I got any more. I think that was it. See how deep that one is? It's pretty deep. This one goes all the way to my eye. It was trying to claw me in the eye, take my eye out or something, because it goes all the way to my eyebrow. That's pretty deep, but I think this one shows it better. Oh, both of them. But it's a deep scar. Goes all the way to my eye. Goes there. There's a lechusa. The cut scratched my either a lechusa or something or something that this a demon or whatever that scratched my eye. Because I had a story of how all this happened about the thing that we encountered on the road that was like a demon. It's possible, I believe, that the brujas might have sent it to come my way to attack me. Okay, let me. Well, there you go. That's I don't know. You can see it right there pretty good. The scars that I got. Now that I'm getting older, you can see them right there. But I think this one shows them better. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to y'all, brothers and sisters, here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Let me stop sharing this for right now. Go to y'all. Let me look at this comments here. How you doing, brother Wolf Dead? Long time no see. Okay. No, it hit me so hard, Sister Danita. I was knocked out. It hit me hard. I was knocked out. When they turned on the light, I was all dizzy. I mean, my face was covered in blood. I looked like Carrie. I mean, I was dripping. My face was all bloody where he had scratched my face. The bad thing about it is, it was right after a the Christmas exodus that they give you time off from school. That I had to go back on that Sunday. That it happened on a Sunday when I got attacked. A Sunday from Sunday to Monday when it happened. That they still send me to school like that. The teachers were trying to find out what was going on with me because but they had me bandaged up with a t-shirt, and I was bleeding all through the t-shirt. So they took me to the nurse's office, and the nurses freaked out with what I had, and they called some teachers. They all looking at me. My coach, he was a Vietnam vet. He was like, "What happened, son?" And I was told not to tell anybody about anything that had happened. So I just told him that a cat scratched me. And he said, "Bullshit. There was no cat, son. What really happened?" But I was told not to say nothing to nobody, or else I was going to get disciplined when I got home. But I'm older now. I can talk about it. After they left, he said he was supposed to open a can of peaches. Ah, oh wow. Oh man, the when they would come, I wanna talk to y'all. Y'all really, it's late night, right? See, I want to shut down the lights. I'll tell you in depth how scary it was in a moment. I was just sharing the pictures with y'all. I believe he scratched me on the back too. I just can't remember. Yeah, I don't even know if we got a mark there. But that's one of the things that happened to was my face. Was I got scratched, clawed. Is that sometimes people say, "Ah, he's just a story. He's just saying a story." Well, I got the scars to prove it. It's not just a story. It's the real deal, and I got the evidence, my face, to prove it. The scars I got. So I'm going to talk in a moment how intense it got when this witches will come over to the house. The very evil witches, dark witches, the witches that would this how evil the word that they will sacrifice kids, evil witches. They didn't care about any kind of life. Evil, pure evil. Um, when they come to our house, you could hear them on the trees in the form of lechuzas, clawing their claws. They will make the lechuza sound, but I'm not gonna make it because I don't want to scare nobody. Uh, they'll be whispering like whispering with each other. Then they start laughing real loud. Then they start whispering. And then they will start laughing. And my mom be praying, and she'll be telling them to leave. When she tell them to leave, they will be laughing, making fun of her, the witches, in the form of lechuzas, or what people want to call harpies. Then after we're in the middle, my mom be like, "I think they're gone." And then you hear in the windows, we had no windows. We had our house was long. You hear tapping on the windows. Then you hear wiggling of the door, like somebody's trying to come in. You start hearing bangings, boom, 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 in threes. Everything in threes. The tappings, the bangings, and then like our house was on pillars. So wherever you're standing, right underneath you hear like somebody is pounding right underneath you, that you could feel the hits underneath you. So you move to a different spot in the house. We moved to a different spot right underneath you, because when they were chanting, there were summoning things. So you have demons now being in play, right? So that's happening to all of my brothers and sisters. Everybody's freaking out, jumping on the beds, scared, and then all of a sudden, you're hearing everything at once. You're hearing the witches still laughing, the and the poundings underneath the house, the wiggling of the doors, all that's happening. Next thing you know, you start seeing the dishes flying in the air, getting broken in the kitchen by an unseen force. And then you're looking, and then you hear somebody running from the back room all the way to the front room, back and forth, back and forth. And everybody's in a little circle. We're praying. I didn't know how to pray. Now I'm just there with my mother, and she's praying. And all these things ha- lasted for a good hour, hour and a half. When my dad would show up, all of this activity kind of like would stop, but it would happen for about an hour, hour and a half every Saturday. This will happen as far as I can remember. Yeah. Oh, now that I'm older, I know what to do, how to handle them. I don't think that want to face me now that I'm older. I've run into many, and we've done battle spiritually, and I'm still here. That's all I can say. I'm still here. For those that come up against me in a negative way, it's not for me to rejoice, but their fate is their fate, right? Yeah, I just ignored the squeeze and took my mind somewhere else spiritually. Basically, what it did is I went into spirit mode, and he squeezed the flesh, but my spirit, I was more in spirit mode, so I wouldn't feel the pain. I felt the pain later on, but now I know that that guy has a negative attachment. So if I see him again, then I will fight him spiritually. I just didn't know at the time that he had a negative attachment. And you know what? I had my brothers and sisters to verify of what we went through because they were there with me. The good thing is I have a sister that's 10 months apart from me, and then my sister B that's a little bit younger than me. My younger brother, and of course I got an older brother, but they remember all this. So I have family members that went through the same thing I went through because we all live in the same household. The only one that's not here is my mother, but my brother and sisters are still alive, and they remember. We really don't talk too much about this, even though we remember. We don't really talk too much about it because we don't want to give negativity any kind of power. So that's why I always say, if something's trying to scare you or cause some kind of fear, do the opposite. No fear, no scare, right? Do the opposite. Don't give it what it wants. It's doing those things for a reason. So that's what the witches were doing, causing a fear factor to use that as a spiritual opening. But they summon a lot of things, a lot of things. It was crazy. But I would say this: if this brujas are still alive, they're probably up there in their 80s and 90s now, if they're alive. Thank you, Sister Madeline. Yeah, fear is a spiritual opening. So, like somebody can tell me whatever they want to tell me. I already know what to do. I've had people threaten me all kinds of ways. The brujas, warlocks, people threaten me all kinds of ways, demons. But I'm still here because I don't know. I don't accept the negativity or whatever they're trying to dish my way. I don't accept it. I deflect it. I don't allow it to affect my mind, to affect who I am as an individual, my love foundation. I don't allow it. But I know they get upset when do these videos late at night or that I speak about these things. They dislike that, especially the people that are infiltrating in the cryptic community, in the spiritual community, saying that they're Christians, but that truly are not Christians because of the works that they do is against God. I'm just trying to help out people spiritually to awaken, to be ready for the unseen spiritual war. That's what I call it, because it is amongst us. It's just people cannot see it. For those they're not don't have a closer relationship with Jesus Christ, or they still have unforgiveness in the heart. The only way you can get the spiritual gift of discernment is that you forgive. If you forgive, because forgiveness is part of love, that's something Jesus would do, then you get blessed with the spiritual gift of discernment, which it'll help you out in your spiritual journey to fight spiritually against the unseen forces, what I call the DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim, because they phase in and out of our world. But if I'm attending Love Foundation, I'm able to see them. They can see me. I can see them. So it's one of the things that I'm not going to give them any power of acknowledgement because I'm seeing them. If they come at me and they're trying to come at me in a negative way, I'm going to fight them spiritually. I'm going to tie, bind, and rebuke them and send them wherever they go. Tie, bind, and rebuke them in Jesus Christ's name. There you go. Sister Madeline said it right there. Greater is he who is in them, he who is in this world. As long as we have Christ in our lives, we have nothing to fear from the enemy. And that's 100% true of what Sister Madeline is talking about. Just that right there, that's to the T. That's what we're not supposed to fear, because the Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus Christ, has everything under control. We're not supposed to worry, because worrying is a sin. If we can correct the wrongs that we do and make it right, that's a win-win situation for us in all kinds of aspects, physically and spiritually. That and the Heavenly Father is not going to put you in a situation or to test your spiritual gifts. He's not going to put you in a situation that you're not going to be able to handle. If you're walking with a Heavenly Love Foundation, you can handle just about anything. Doesn't matter what manifestation they take, how they look, what they do. You maintain your love foundation with no fear and fight spiritually. Tie, bind, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, these lechusas were huge. They had to be like about 9 foot big, and they were huge. The lechusas or las brujas, the manifestations that would take. I figured that if I was with the curandera and I seen them back then, they were talking badly about me. They wanted to take me out of this earth. That I could, and I went through spiritual warfare at the age of 3 with them, with the curandera. That I can say whatever I want to say. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling a little bit of pain. So, Heavenly Father, this time I'd like to tie, bind, and rebuke any negative energies around me. You're not welcome in my house. Leave. I just wanted to do this quick live. I kind of packed that this live was packed like a stuffed burrito with all kinds of things. I said, let me give them a late night hour, early hour, a late night hour, 1 hour of a packed burrito. Oh man, they tried numerous times trying to come up against me during the day when they were in their physical form, trying to be all friendly, the brujas, trying to give me things, and I wouldn't take it. They would get mad because there'll be like 30, like there'll be like 30, 40 kids in line, and they would just want to try to give me something, but I already knew because I had already been in a lot of spiritual battles, and at the age of 3, when the brujas were trying to give me things over there in Mexico, I already knew not to take it because I knew that they were trying to do something wrong to me. The only thing I can say is don't judge a person by what they say or do, judge them by their works. So, like me, when I seen the works of the curandera, which were good, I never seen her wish bad upon anybody. That people will go to her to pay her money to wish bad upon them, but she wouldn't do that. The only people that would go visit her was people that needed to be healed and cured, and that's what I would see her do: is heal people. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do a power hour before I went to sleep since I was with Brother Josh Turner. And if you like, I would have spoke up today. I still got lots more. I just wanted to do a power hour, late night owl power hour. If you like this stream, you can share it to the groups that you're affiliated. Hit the like button. Uh, and once I figure out my sisters, what's the matter, how they can connect to my live stream, I would like to have my sister be on the show because she remembers all the things that happened too. Or my other sister, Guadalupe, which is she's 10 months apart from me, so she can share some of the stories. So when people say they don't believe Brother Apes, yes, well, I'm not the only one that went through it. My brother and sisters went through it too, but I'm the one that spent the time with the curandera. That they remember all the activity that happened. Man, that guy, you should have seen how fast he ate, how he ate the capirutada. It was a big bowl, deep bowl. He ate it like an animal, man. Like that's like an animal. Stuck his hair was all freaking crazy, sticking everywhere. Like his hair wasn't combed, it was just crazy, like in all directions. His hair wasn't even combed. It was just like crazy hair sticking out like a furrow or afro, like a furrow of some sort. The way he ate the food like an animal, you know. And when he was eating, his right foot would kick down, kick down. He was kicking his foot, the goat foot, when he was eating the capirutada. Yeah, it smelled like like animal, you know. And then there was gnats on his leg. There was a bunch of gnats flying around. Good night, brother Jaime Alanis. But he's saying that, brothers, sisters, it is 2:37 right now. I could probably go for another 30 minutes if you're liking what I'm speaking about. Yeah, just it's one of the things when activity like that surfaces up, the the only thing you got left, because when you go look for any clues of anything the following day when the sun is out, you can never find nothing. It's because when these things surface up, they surface up as is a spirit. It's a spiritual warfare. They're really not going to find any kind of clues of anything that's left behind when something surfaces up that way. Maybe I'll talk about it more in depth tomorrow. um, Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Tu- Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll have cousin Jesse back on with me. He knows some stuff, but he don't know everything that I've been through. Just like I know just some stuff of him, and I don't know everything in depth of what he's been through. You know, he dealt with a palero, and I dealt with a curandera. So that's about the only things that we might have in common. But the palero was showing him other things compared to what I was shown. I was seeing, which was fighting spiritually and healing people. There's two different things. One is to do things to people. The other one is to heal people. Maybe one day, if I ever do go back to the Rio Grande Valley, I go to the location of my home, to where everything happened. How's the saying go? Face your demons. It's definitely something there. And do a recording, a live recording from that house where I grew up. I'm more than sure I'll probably capture something if I'm capturing the DDN that I'm capturing out here. I'm more than sure that I'll capture a lot of activity down there. Yeah, there's a lot of spiritual warfare. Brujeria. Brujeria stands for witchcraft. So I will see a lot of that when you're seeing big giant black birds. That's not a lechuza, but it's huge with red eyes looking at you. That looks bigger than it's bigger than the blackberry tree, and it's looking at you with red eyes, and all your hair stand up because it's evil. I witnessed that when I was a kid. But I don't want to keep everybody up too late. I was just doing this quick live for tonight, so we're gonna keep it at there. Leave it right there. Everything I just told you, and tomorrow maybe talk a little bit more. Every time I talk about this subject, it's like I start feeling heaviness on my neck area. en la nuca. So it's called in Spanish la nuca, behind the head. It's nuca. I just know it as la nuca in Spanish. I start feeling pain in the back of my neck. Yeah, what happened to my hand? It's still swollen some, but it's going to take a while for it to heal. I believe that guy might have been demonized because it felt like he was trying to crush my hand. I mean, I had to go to the emergency room because of the pain. La Duende is a night owl. Sister Madeline is a night owl. She worked in the night shifts. But in anyways, if you like the story, I can go into more detail about it. Maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Wednesday is always World Wednesday. Cousin Jesse likes World Wednesday. So maybe tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more in depth. Maybe I'll try to see if I can get my sister to do a live with me. We'll see. But anyways, thank you for those that tune in to this late night owl stream. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless y'all. Everybody have a good night. Sister Madeline, don't work too hard. And like I said, if something scares you, do the sign of the cross or pray against it. Type out and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. No fear. Don't be afraid because Jesus Christ is with you. Yeah, because you make it, sometimes the Latrusa will show up because when you make the sound, it's mimicking, right? That's what they do. They can mimic the sound of your loved ones, your mother, your father, children, brothers, sisters. They can mimic. So if I mimic the sound of the lechuza, then lechuza is going to show up because it thinks that I'm calling it, communicating with it. So they show up and they're pissed because it's not one of them. So they get mad because you're mimicking them of how they communicate with each other. So they get pissed. You start getting activity around your home. It's saying that buenas noches, good night, everybody. God bless y'all, and everybody have a good night. Let me do a little prayer for Sister Madeline, since she's going to be working the night shift. Heavenly Father, at this time we'd like to pray for Sister Madeline, for you to place an heavenly spiritual crosses on her from head to toe, for you to give her the strength, the armor, uh, uh, as we place the blood of the Heavenly Father upon her, for her to stay strong with no fear and to be able to fight spiritually through you, Jesus Christ. Protect her at all times when she's doing this night shift late at night. This I pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Good night, everybody. God bless y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the late night. I was going to do one earlier, but I was with Brother Josh. But thank y'all. God bless y'all. Peace out, everybody.